back to the action.
Penguin and Sawtooth. Sawtooth having to overcome Protagify on his way here to fight Penguin. And Sylvanos versus Absa, a matchup that can be quite annoying for Absa. I know Penguin had to readjust his own game plan specifically for Sylvanos. Penguin being a player who likes to win through attrition off stage, taking a resource one step at a time and preventing you from ever touching the ground. But Sylvanos with Burrow does have a way to do that. But ever since the losses to Sylvanos that Penguin had in Season 5, he's very clearly spent a lot of time thinking about this matchup. He won against Giga Bowser at Skyline. In fact, I don't think I've seen a Sylvanos beat Penguin at all this season, because 7 of his 8 losses offline were to Cake Assault. So I don't think it's safe to bet that it wasn't anybody else.
And that's crazy to think about, too, about how much previously to the pandemic we saw Penguin close the gap, get closer, get closer, get closer, win tournaments over Cake. But now it's back to the same old, same old. 6 or 7 of the losses.
Penguin still has to get there, right? And the first step is getting past Sawtooth.
Yep.
Now, I wasn't able to watch too much of the beginning of the set versus Protagify. I'm curious if you saw what it was that Sawtooth was doing that was forcing a switch from Absa to Edelus.
It was honestly crazy because Protagify 3-stock Sawtooth game 1.
Wow.
Like, just dominated him. Much with stuff like this, where it was just these carry combos to the corners, just phenomenal placement play. And then out of nowhere, you saw Sawtooth really just sit there with some of these low profiles and just get the Sylvanos Vortex going.
Not in too big of a rush to get out of the corner, but of course, Penguin just like darting around the quick attack doesn't give you a free opening to inch back in either. It's so hard to find your moments because Penguin is just so good at keeping option coverage while being at no risk.
Right. And honestly, from what I was seeing in 3 and 4, there wasn't the DI was not great versus Sylvanos in the set that was the upset today. And clearly he's already said his mind was elsewhere, and I understand that. But it was pretty tough because you really saw Sawtooth just take advantage of just mistakes at every opportunity with Protagify. Big damage here. Ooh, get got.
2 sour hits, no sweet hit there. Almost catching the dive. And here we have, Penguin still at 0%, about to take Sawtooth's second stock. It looks like Sawtooth is still looking to show parry as the answer to Cloud, right? But the thing is, especially when Penguin is recovering, we're seeing Penguin being like, I'm happy to make my Cloud useless if I can drift in while you're parrying. Uh-oh.
Jabbing it down low.
Oh, expecting a bite there, I think.
Yep.
Because Sylvanos can still bite on the exact patch of ground that he enters the ground.
And this is the big thing, too, is the disengage we're seeing from Penguin right now.
I mean, especially with this lead, too, it makes sense. And also, if it's working, it's working. I know maintaining your mental energy for a big bracket run, especially with all the killers that are in this top 48, it makes a lot of sense from Penguin's end to try to keep as much energy as possible.
Sure. And that's another edgeguard situation. This has really been the difference maker, is the fact that Sawtooth has taken so much extra damage because of how good Penguin has really kept his control.
And there we do, you're right. That's one of the things that I love about watching any player play defensively for so much of a game, is that when they do choose to approach, the opponent is so used to the slow game that they're not quite ready for, in Penguin's case, right, just getting in the face with a jab, F-tilt, and then here's an up air, right?
Yep.
Or anything else that Absa will throw at you.
So we're looking at the bans here. I imagine, we're getting rid of the gigantic stages, but where does Sawtooth go?
The thing with Penguin, too, is he's good on every stage. Just a different skill set that you have to fight.
His game plan switches like that, but he knows what to do regardless of where you're going.
If you want to fight his ground game, you go on a stage light on platforms. If you want to be afraid of kill confirms, smaller blast zones will do that for you. You're going to be going to Estuary. Almost at Merchant Port. Lots of platforms for Penguins to play on here of all sorts of heights, too.
Lots of platforms for him to play on, but also lots of platforms for Sawtooth to recover to as well.
Especially if he's going to try to go for more of those high dive cancels, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
Ooh, no. I believe that was meant to be a wave land into a follow-up. The Penguin's not being dissuaded by that, still keeping up the pressure.
Wow.
That's going to be another forward air, yep.
And it never looks like it should connect, but it always does.
Should from like a moral perspective or from a physics perspective?
Right. Exactly.
Sawtooth keeping up this bit of momentum that he's gotten on Penguin's first stock, but still otherwise almost trading blows.
Yeah, but this is the tough part, right? I mean, you said it perfectly at the beginning of the set. It's the war of attrition, not just with Penguin's off-stage control here, but also how he plays these sets. He makes himself unkillable with how, even despite how light Absa is.
Right. Both in terms of like being able to get the most out of her drift and drift DI and his regular DI,
yeah.
But also positioning to make it as hard as possible to land those first hits. Here we go, though. Sawtooth getting a forward strong. This is still not looking too great for him, though. Yeah, this is going to be death.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now a full stock lead. I mean, Penguin as confident as we would expect him to be, right?
Especially, like, considering this whole season, Penguin was, like, the favorite to do super well, right? Starting at Riptide.
Yep.
And not losing that momentum at all. Even though Penguin won the RCS championship last year online, everybody knows Penguin wants the offline win. Penguin wants it here at Genesis. And he's going to take every single set in front of him as a serious challenge to that and not let them have any chance to upset him.
With the way he and Kate carry themselves, I mean, they understand. Listen, like, the RCS online was a necessary evil in their minds, right?
Yeah.
Like, they are firmly focused on making sure that they are the offline champion. This is a tournament that Penguin has never won, too. This is something that's been in the back of his mind for a while now, that I want this on my resume. There's not many things that we can tell Penguin that he can't do in Rival. But so far, it's been he cannot win Genesis.
And that's with him making it to winners finals in the past two Genesises.
Right.
Yeah.
Genesis?
Genesis, maybe?
Genocide?
Yeah.
Genesis quoi?
Genocide is how you say it. Yeah.
Ooh.
Whoa! Big dramatic pause for that kick, and the next trade is going to do it. Yeah, Penguins just looks like he's in full control right now.
Very, very comfortable.
Sawtooth, of course, sticking with Sylvanos.
Thinking. Penguin looking nonplussed.
Penguin always has like such calm composure. I think the only time I've seen like a pop off from him was like what Smash and Splash 5 when he won over Cake Assault.
Yep. This is so. I mean, it also like it adds in with the mask as well because you can usually read so much from someone's eyes, but it is just completely void, completely void of anything from Penguin. So this is an interesting one. Julesville went very, very well for Sawtooth versus Protagify, but how many times have we seen Penguin 0-death somebody on this stage?
Right, that platform being a total menace in Penguin's favor. Especially, oh boy. It actually didn't get to reset off the platform, so couldn't keep the pressure going, but the back airs almost could have killed there.
And it's honestly very crazy to see how well Penguin is using this cloud. It has been more of a threat than a hitbox for him so far in this match.
And that, I mean, that's part of what makes it so good as a tool, right? Is it prompts a response from the opponent as they get close to it, and sometimes the opponent forgets about it and you get a Thunder Line.
Yeah. You get a Thunder Line or you just get a cloud hit, like, oof. Tough DI there from Sawtooth.
I mean, the percent deficit isn't actually that bad, though. 99% on Absa. This is doable for Sawtooth to even it up. If he can find this next hit,
right
the up air is going to do it.
Went for the flipper there. Instead of inside 2 fairs, actually opted for the up air instead. Penguin not ready for it.
I mean, DIing that move is such a challenge because you want to make sure it's kind of similar to like one of those Ori up air situations where you want to make sure you get far enough away so it's not an easy like down air. If you go too high, then the up air kills you, or there can be another fair following up right afterwards. Up air, no, going to be another forward air. That one not killing. Sawtooth maneuvering perfectly around that cloud.
Very aggressive down. Okay. Very aggressive dash attack, excuse me. Gonna survive a little bit longer here. Gonna pause.
Good cloud pop timing from Windows to, not Windows, from Penguin to catch the jump from the pin. I don't know how that one happened.
Sawtooth somehow on his 3rd or 4th lease on life right now.
Down strong's not gonna do it. Double jump used, air dodge used, and Thunderline catching the landing right afterwards.
Sawtooth thought he was in the clear too because how high Penguin was up, and then at the Thunderline right there. 3TI out, second fair is not gonna hit.
And that, I mean, honestly, that's so much of what makes Thunderline a good tool for Penguin is his neutral is so good that often your whole mental focus is just on him. And you forget, what?
Why does that hit? That is bullshit. I hate that hitbox.
I was not expecting a death to come that fast, but Penguin clearly was.
Ugh.
Penguin wins 3-0 over Sawtooth. I mean, we all kind of expected it at this point because Penguin is Penguin.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, Penguin slapping him up. Slapping him up for sure.
Sawtooth had a really good showing for the first 2 stocks. And then as soon as that 3rd stock of his started, things got bad real fast.
It did.
Yeah.
It did get bad in a hurry. I'm trying to think who's next up then. So we went through Penguin already. Don't look. We're supposed to remember.
We're supposed to remember? We're supposed to remember? Okay.
So we've seen Zaro would be coming up soon because we've already seen 1, 2, and 4.
Zaro would be the set after this. I believe